Today we are going to be making a scarf just like this one. So for this project we are going to need 2 balls of yarn of maroon, 2 balls of yarn of grey, and 2 balls of yarn of white. Or you can use 3 different colors of your choice that you've chosen. We are using the lightweight yarn, and I'm going to be joining 2 strands of yarn to be able to change in the variegation, as we shall see ahead. We are also going to use a 3.5mm hook. We are going to start by making a chain of 42. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 17, 18, 19, 20, 41, 42, and we are going to add on 2 extra chains. So if you are making a different width from the one we are making, you chain a multiple of 3 and add 2. After chaining, we are going to yarn over, turn, and in our second chain we are going to make a double crochet, and then we are going to skip the next 2 and make a V-shell stitch in the next one. That is made by making 2 double crochets in the same hole, chain 1, and then make other 2 double crochets in the same hole. So in a total you have 4 double crochets in the same hole. We are going to skip 2, 1, 2, and then in the third one we make a double crochet. Again we skip 2, and in the third one we make a V-shell stitch. Two, chain 1, and then 1 and 2. Skip 2, make 1 double crochet, skip 2, make a V-shell stitch. We are going to keep doing that until we reach to the end of our line. We've come to the end of our row, and our last stitch should be the double crochet. You start with a double crochet and end with a double crochet. At the end of our row, we are going to chain 1, turn our work, in the very first space on top of the double crochet you've made, that's where we are going to make our double crochet. Then we go to our V space and we make another V shell stitch. So we are going to keep making a V shell stitch in the V space, and then on top of the double crochet we make a double crochet. So we double crochet, then in our V space we make a V shell stitch. Double crochet, and then another V-shell stitch. We keep doing that until we reach the end of the row. When we reach the end of the row, we are going to turn again. You chain one and turn and do the same thing until I'm going to meet you when I finished the third row. We've come to the end of our 3 rows. You see all the V-shell stitches line up and all the double crochet stitches line up. So at the end, we are going to end with our double crochet stitch. But before we finish it, we are going to take one of the strands of our yarn and leave about 1 inch and cut off the rest. You see we've cut off and we are left with 1 strand and 1 inch of this. We are going to be joining on the next color, which is gray. And to do this, we are going to unravel a bit such that we join the next color. We are going to do the magic knot because we don't want to have a lot of weaving in to do at the end. So we get our gray thread, then we take our strand that we are joining, put it below, bring the gray on top like that, and then take this strand under like that and tie it tightly. And we are going to do the same for the maroon. Remember we left the 1 inch, so we are going to estimate around 1 inch. Take our strand, put it under the gray, bring it on top, over and under, and then you tie it. So you have around 1 inch, and then you pull these strands together to form your knot. This is a very tight knot. It cannot easily break. If it by the time it breaks, the yarn itself will have broken. So we are going to cut off this, and now we are going to continue with our project. We make our last double crochet, chain 1, and then turn our work, and then we make our first double crochet, and then we are going to continue with the pattern. This pattern is just a 1 row repeat. We repeat that 1 row over and over, but what makes it so different is the color changes that we keep doing. So you see, we've seamlessly changed our color. Now we are going to keep doing. We are going to make several rows. We are going to make 3 rows of this variegated yarn, and I'm going to meet you after the 3 rows. We've arrived at the end of our 3rd row. If you look at our scarf that we are making, you see these are 3 rows. I hope you're seeing properly. These are 3 rows of maroon. We've done the 3 rows of maroon mixed with gray, and now we are going to do the 3 rows of gray only. So we are going to be removing the maroon thread and joining on the gray, another gray strand. So we do like before, leave around 1 meter of the maroon yarn and cut it off. Undo that last stitch We take our gray yarn, tie the gray onto the maroon, put it below the maroon, bring it on top, and then crisscross it and take it below and tie that knot. And now we are going to take the maroon, put it below the gray, then bring it on top again and under, and tie it, leaving around 1 inch. We pull this yarn, and then cut off this. Our knot is done. Now we finish off our row by making our last double crochet stitch. Chain 1, and then we turn our work. In the very first one, and we continue with our pattern. You can make this pattern with different forms of variegation that you want. You can use 3 strands, you can change hook. I believe crochet is an art. There shouldn't be a limitation of you have to use this hook size, you have to use that hook size. When I was growing up, we used to use safety pins as hooks. We used to use sticks as hooks because we could not get to hooks where I was staying. So, but whatever, we used to use banana fibers as yarn. And as long as you enjoy the process, don't be limited to the yarn, the weights, and the different, limitations that you may have. This is the weight I have to have. This is the hook I have, hook size that I have to have. No, just get your hook, get the yarn that you have, or maybe you don't have yarn, you have something else, it's like a rope. Get your hands on something and just use it and see what will come out. At the end, you'll end up making a new creation. So we are going to keep continuing with the gray only until the gray is done. 3 rows of gray. When you finish the 3 rows of gray, when we finish the 3 rows of gray, we are going to remove 1 strand like we did before, and then we remain with 1 strand of gray and another strand of white. And then we still do 3 rows, and then we remove the remaining strand of gray and put white and do the next 3 rows. We keep continuing for as many colors as we want to form this pattern. And then after making that, at the end, you put these frills. You just cut the thread and tie it there. I'm going to demonstrate the frills. For the frills, I cut yarn around 10 or 8 inches. I don't actually measure, I just estimate. And then I take around 10 strands. Fold them into 2. Take my hook, insert it. I pull them through. and then do that. I'll keep doing that until I've finished this whole side, and then I do it also on the other side. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe, give us a like, or leave us a comment in the comment section below. You can also watch our other videos on this channel. Be blessed.